Hello friends, I am Prashant. You are watching Educational Stuff. Today I will be discussing the third article which is published in the Hindu editorial page. If you want to see the rest of the articles, you can see it from the eye icon which is displayed on the right now on the screen, or you can see it from the description link. This particular article focuses upon the mortality rate and curves and recoveries of COVID-19 pandemic. The silver lining equivalent of signs in COVID-19 pandemic for India is relatively low case fatality rate and the high recovery rate. A case fatality rate, the number of deaths among the cases detected, has been dropping over the months and is 2.79% as of 5 p.m. on June 3rd. Experts have advanced several hypotheses, but without a precise understanding, healthcare managers are just hoping the good run would continue. Recovery rate, which is the rate of transition from the state of infection to recovery from the disease, here measured as a percentage of total cases, has been an upward trajectory. This figure inclusive of people who tested positive being discharged from hospitals is now over 48%, according to Health Ministry officials. As of the total number of cases climbing daily, were over 2 lakh cases so far, the ideal flattening of the case of curve with what is currently known about the disease and with available resources is perhaps difficult. However, reducing the number of deaths by protecting the old and interim from exposure and improving the recovery rate, flattening the first curve and ensuring the later rises seems well within reach. It is important to ensure that the same urgency and eagerness that goes into counting those who have recovered is reflected when counting the dead. As per WHO or definitions, the death of every COVID-19 patient is to be counted as a COVID death unless there is a clear alternate cause of death that cannot be related. Guidelines in India require state to record the COVID-19 deaths with notes on complications resulting from pre-existing and every state needs to follow this model, with states also monitoring severe acute respiratory infections and influenza like illness in hospitals. The entire gamut of severe respiratory diseases is being monitored and death will not pass unnoticed, assuring people with known exposure, not necessarily only with symptoms of SARS-CoV-2, that they will have to access to COVID-19 tests, ensuring that they reach care facilities before becoming extremely breathless. Protecting vulnerable population are surefire ways of delivering a double whammy against the disease, reducing case fatality rate further and bumping up the recovery rate even if efforts to control transmission are being frustrated. The sober way of dealing with COVID-19 is to focus on really sick patients, while ensuring that others who have tested positive but remain asymptomatic also have access to care when they develop symptoms. The center and state must specifically attempt to destigmate COVID-19 infection and ramp up awareness activities informing people about symptoms in order to encourage people to come forward eagerly. This will amount to seizing the silver lining and battering it into the whole cloud, besides keeping the country's focus on right course. Regarding curves and recoveries, how the things can be done for the cure of COVID-19. As the cases mount, India must focus on keeping mortality rate. That's the end of part 3 discussion of article 3. If you want to see the rest of the articles, you can see it from the description. And before I conclude, I request you all to subscribe to my channel. And thanks for joining me. Have a great day.